Key point 1. Making your bed can be an accomplishment. In Admiral McRaven's training, making a bed was just another task, along with uniform inspections, long swims, and obstacle runs. However, it was the day's first task, and every cadet had to complete it immaculately. Admiral McRaven acquired this habit in the naval program, NROTC, which stuck with him for the rest of his life. Even after recovering from a severe injury, he got up and, you guessed it, made his bed. Why is it so important? Start every day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Always respect everyone. Note that life is not fair and that you will fail often. William H. McRaven. From popular culture, we know that any military training is about discipline. Being disciplined means performing assigned tasks at regular intervals. This practice may seem automatic and lifeless, but its value lies in creating order in the chaos of our existence. Moreover, it makes you attentive to detail if you do it the Army way. At home, your bed should be neat and pleasant to look at. Finally, bed making is the easiest thing you can accomplish daily. If you manage to do that, what else are you capable of? Our daily routines, when completed, can give an immense sense of pride and consolation. Motivation doesn't appear out of nowhere. It would help if you prepared the ground for it. Making a bed is a perfect start. Nonetheless, you can do other things too. Don't leave the dirty dishes to dry in the sink until later. You can also clean your shoes right after returning from a stroll in the rain. These quick and simple tasks save your future time. Most importantly, these accomplishments help you realize that your will is strong and you can take control when necessary. Doing these small and simple tasks will make you feel more disciplined. Good organizational skills are a key element of achieving your ambitions. Another great thing about introducing these small changes is that they will make you feel better about yourself. Key point 2. Find people to rely on. The second piece of advice suggests that whatever we do, we should not do it alone. It reminds us of the story of 7 sticks, where quarreling brothers were each given a stick by their father. He later told them to break them, and the brothers did it easily. But when given 7 twigs bunched together and asked to perform the same act, the brothers deemed it a nearly impossible task. The moral of this tale is that together we are stronger, no matter what. You cannot paddle your boat alone. Find someone to share your life with. Make as many friends as possible, and never forget that your success depends on others. William H. McRaven. Admiral McRaven learned teamwork's value in the first NROTC training phase. In one of the tasks, he and his classmates had to carry a heavy rubber raft above their heads for a long time. One of the boys fell sick and could contribute little to the overall success. Instead of giving up or abandoning their classmate, the other group members shared their duty. The sick one later paid it off by helping his teammates with future tasks. Even the ones that seem to be the fittest for life can never make it alone. We have different experiences throughout life. When it treats us right, we sometimes believe that we are omnipotent, and thus we might grow a bit careless. Yet, when hardships come our way, we appear unprepared and lose our strength. Sometimes it might be hard to keep balance and avoid jumping from one extreme to another. If life gets too overwhelming, we might start feeling lonely. These times are when we need others to help us sort things out. It's natural to need help and ask for it, but remember that we depend on others just as they rely on us. This dependency is the core of our relationships: mutual trust, compassion, and readiness to help. So make friends, as many as possible, and they will be there for you. Key point 3. Make peace with the imperfection of life. Life is not fair, but who said it was supposed to be? The sooner we understand that the universe and fate do not owe us anything, the sooner we grow and mature. Different problems may occur as we make our journeys. It is a fact. What matters is the way we react to these problems. Learn to let go and carry on in the face of difficulties if you want to make a difference. For example, let us look at the story of a young woman. She is growing up in a pleasant yet overprotective family. Once she gets an opportunity to leave home, she moves to study in another city. Far away from her parents, she makes her first attempt to live as an adult. She meets a handsome man and they start dating. Relatively soon, the woman realizes that she is pregnant. On hearing the news, the would-be father takes off for good. What does the young woman do? However devastating the situation, there are always several ways to deal with it. The woman may choose to be a single mother, raise her child, hope to meet the right man later and have a family. The woman can also decide not to have this child and try to move on. Both options seem sound. But what if, instead, the woman decides that she is incapable of living independently, that all she does is make mistakes? What if she feels guilty for letting everyone, including herself, down, and projects this guilt on the child she decides to keep? The outcome may be well beyond horrifying. Lieutenant Martin was once a superior of Admiral McRaven, later a friend and an example of healthy living. He would ride his bicycle every day, weather permitting. However, one day, when another cyclist crashed into him. Martin has been in a wheelchair ever since, but the crash didn't break him. He became a renowned painter and a father, and he continues to oversee triathlon competitions in Colorado. Such examples show us that there's always a way out, no matter the circumstances or problems. Whatever curveballs life throws, we must stand firm and brave, continuing to live our truth. Key point 4. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You can't always win, as life is a particular pattern of successes and failures. Moreover, you would never know what the former feels like if it weren't for the latter. Failure is, by definition, the lack of success or inability to perform the tasks someone with authority set up for you. Imagine yourself taking a college course you treat rather carelessly. A week before the exam, you realize you still have time to cram and pass it. However, like most of us, you fail, meaning you will have to retake the course. You might feel like you're a failure and should give up. The critical thing here is not to succumb to negative thoughts and accept that you need to take another approach to your work. This time, you take it with all seriousness. As the exam comes, you pass it with flying colors. Most importantly, having mastered the subject, you can now tell how different concepts and phenomena are intertwined. As a bonus, you have also developed self-discipline and gained a handful of optimism in the process. Yes, you can do it. Life is full of troubles and tribulations. It's easy to succumb to fear of failure, but you should never allow fear to be your boss. Initial failure to measure up to NROTC standards led Admiral McRaven to surpass his expectations of himself later. He became a commander of a SEAL team and fought in Iraq and Afghanistan in 2003 as a one-star admiral. However, Admiral McRaven points out that in between, he still made mistakes and sometimes failed hard. It's easy to let disappointment consume you and decide that you want to give up. He learned that you will always have a chance to lose heart, so you should try to pull yourself together and power through. Rome wasn't built in a day, and people made many mistakes while building it. Failure doesn't make you a loser. It is always your chance to brave the weather and grow stronger. Key point 5. Don't fear. Dare. Our self-preservation instinct tells us to stick to the safe side. Slow and steady wins the race, as the saying goes. However, if we always follow the beaten path, our scope of life gets gradually narrowed. Moreover, nothing new can come into it. Most of us fear taking risks because we find it synonymous with danger. However, it is not entirely true. Risk is an opportunity with an unknown outcome that can be both positive and negative. You may well gain nothing in the end. However, risk helps you extend your experience and mature. Generally, all life experiences fall into good memories and valuable lessons. It's also essential to manage your expectations. If your expectations are too high, you might get disappointed. If they are too low, you might lack the motivation to do something. Keeping that in mind, allow yourself to be brave and don't die curious. Change will only take place if you are willing to take risks. Taking a risk doesn't have to be something big and drastic. You can start by doing the usual things differently. For example, you take the same route to work and back home daily. Try to reroute it a bit. Take a long way or use other transportation. If your usual recreation time is playing a computer game, try to walk without your gadgets, unless you have a poor sense of direction, of course. You can also go to your favorite restaurant and order a different dish from the menu. William H. McRaven recollects the case of a hostage rescue in Iraq in 2004. Al-Qaeda was an unconventional organization compared to the U.S. task force. The latter resembled an orderly hierarchy with a lengthy bureaucratic decision-making process, whereas the former was the opposite. The hostages had to be released in a daytime raid because the terrorists moved and restructured fast. Admiral McRaven was the one to approve such an operation, which proved to be successful and a most daring experience for many participants. The procedure was tricky, but Admiral McRaven decided to be brave and take the risk, bringing him success and recognition. Key point 6. In the darkest times, there is always light. Hell Week was pivotal in NROTC training, intended to sieve away cadets too weak to be SEALs. A week of no sleep, little rest, thorough physical training, and harassment from the instructors prepared trainees to withstand the harsh conditions of real-life naval service. To examine if students would quit, instructors used different methods. On the third day, one of them offered some warm food and an opportunity to eat it by the fire. The strings attached were that 5 cadets had to come up and quit voluntarily. One of them nearly did so. Admiral McRaven tried to prevent him from making a mistake, but the cadets seemed to have it all figured out. Suddenly, a weary and hoarse voice started singing a song with profane lyrics. Everyone knew it, so they all picked up. No matter how hard the team of instructors tried to silence them, the singing only grew stronger. Something as simple as singing a song gave tired cadets the strength to keep going. Singing together brought a sense of unity, and it's much easier to endure the darkest hours when you know you are not alone. Hope is a powerful emotion, and those who know how to inspire and hold on to it are sure to have a bright future. Hope has the potential to inspire people and nations alike. This story proves that even one person can inspire and give hope to others. Unlike motivation, which arises from the balance between the clear goal and the means of achieving it, hope is entirely irrational. It appeals to our innermost feelings of doubt and converts them to subconscious assertions telling us, this person did it, and so can I. While there is hope, there is a way, and we all know that deep down. Did you know? Every time someone loses their loved ones, we mourn their loss, but simultaneously fear the same might happen to us. Conclusion. All of William H. McRaven's examples revolve around his rigorous military training. Of course, only a few will choose to follow this path. However, his conclusions from his experiences are relevant to us civilians. We can minimize the chaos of our lives by bringing some order. We can pave the road to significant accomplishments by disciplining ourselves to complete small tasks. We can take the first step and inspire others by showing that they can trust and rely on us. Unfortunately, life is full of trials and tribulations, but we shouldn't wallow in our sorrows, hating our lives, and blaming our troubles on something or someone else. If we live this way, each day will be burdensome and tiring. What we must do instead is stay strong, face our problems head on, and refuse to abandon our dreams. We are the primary decision makers in our lives, and we have the power to make them great. The main point is to stop waiting for someone or something to make things happen. You can be the one to induce changes. You must summon your willpower, start with yourself, and see how the world around you transforms. Maybe only in your own eyes, but that is already a big leap forward, as one of the hardest things is to change yourself. Try this. Consider these practical things you can do starting today. Begin each day with a task completed. It will help you feel more capable. Find someone to help you and guide you through life. you will learn to trust. Next time you fail hard, don't make things worse by humiliating yourself. Inhale and shift the focus to the things that have the potential to make your life better. Make a top 5 list of the things that have broken you in the past. Write down what helped you overcome them and how it made you stronger.